Change is difficult. You've often heard of it as change is inevitable. It must be managed. Hence the prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Project managers have a prayer or a mantra to help us deal with change. It goes something like, here's the change order form. Please fill this out and submit it for evaluation and approval. It matters who is asking for the change and how it is spoken about to determine how much energy you apply to dealing with the change. But what doesn't or shouldn't change is the change order. The sponsor, the person whose resources are being consumed in executing the project, is frequently a person asking for a change. Changing the scope is the most typical, but sometimes it's a change in budget or time. It is hard not to just accept the change as being inevitable. It's your sponsor that's asking for it, but you are doing them a great disservice if you do not lead them through the change process. So what is so magical about the change process that the sponsor would benefit from executing it? The change request process helps the change requester in these ways. Number 1, it makes sure that they think carefully about the change, as it needs to be described in writing and well understood by the project resources. So, describing the desired change is capturing specific requirements, usually expanding the scope. Secondly, the change request also formalizes the request and helps you demonstrate to the sponsor that they are understood and being taken seriously. Thirdly, the evaluation of the change request is determining the impact of executing that change to scope, budget, and time. Without the sponsor being aware of the impact to their resources for the project or the time the project is going to execute, the sponsor will not have the means to make an informed choice about whether to proceed with the change or not. And number 4, change requests take time. That sounds like a disservice, but it helps the sponsor in a number of ways. If it is the sponsor's change request, it slows the process down a bit. Good idea needs a bit of baking to turn into nourishment. If the change request is coming from another outside stakeholder, it slows the process and gives time for the proper understanding and the sponsor to make an informed decision about the other stakeholder's change request. This can also be helpful in politely filtering frivolous change requests from an outside stakeholder that would harm the sponsor's project. And another way the change request provides a service is that they formalize the decision that the sponsor will make. By informing them of the impact of the change and presenting the decision, you are empowering the sponsor to achieve the best possible chance of success for the project. Most change requests are about increasing scope, and scope creep is the project killer, and so you will stand guard of this important part of the project and protect it and your sponsor at the same time. See yourself like a gunslinger, carrying that change request in a holster on your hip, ready to whip it out at an individual requesting a change and smoothly direct the change through the process. It is for the health of the project and the benefit of your sponsor. Yes, even if they are the change requester. Intelligent investors, sponsors, and leaders will respect the competence you display in protecting their investment. You still worried about giving your sponsor a change request? Well, to be honest, you can do this very fluidly and without insulting or disappointing the sponsor by treating it as your duty to capture the change request for the sponsor. Learn to say things like, I'd like to make sure we have a good understanding of this idea, and I would like to bring in our business analyst to capture the idea. We can then ask the technical team about how it might be done and the impacts it might have on budget and time. If you remember that a change itself is not bad, change requests and ideas are not bad, then the only mistake you can possibly make would be not to follow the change request process. You are the change sheriff, but really, you're more of a peace officer, quietly and competently leading others through the inevitable.